Donna Massie Wysong was a teenager when she learned that she'd been abandoned as a newborn baby. Although she thought about tracking down her biological mother, she didn't want to upset her family, so she let it be. It wasn't until 43 years after the girl known as Baby Jane Doe was given up that she found her biological sister. And when they met for the first time, the ugly truth about their mom was uncovered. Hello, wonderful people. I'm Scott Leffler for WonderBot, and here is 43 years after being abandoned at birth, these sisters uncovered the truth about their mother. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. It was a cold night in March 1973. A pedestrian almost tripped on what appeared to be a discarded rag near Hampton Boulevard in Norfolk, Virginia. Then a tiny leg emerged, and a baby's cry rang out. The passenger gathered up the blanket and took the baby to a nearby hospital. "It's shocking to me," Wysong told 7 on Your Side in February 2016. "I did question how someone could leave a baby who was just born on the side of the road in a dirty rag in the middle of winter. Shocking not least because she was that baby. Mercifully, she survived to tell the story." Indeed, baby Jane Doe, as she was nicknamed, caused quite a stir in the news at the time. Among many who were enchanted by the blue-eyed, blonde-haired infant was Eileen Massey. Already mom to a 5-year-old boy, she immediately knew baby Jane Doe had to be hers. After 2 months of calls to social services, Massey got her wish. "I just felt it was divine intervention almost," she later told 7 on Your Side. They took the child home and named her Donna. Because of the sensitive nature of her story, however, they were advised to keep it a secret. Wysong remembers a happy and loving childhood. As she recalled to 7 on Your Side, "My dad always said my dimple was a kiss from an angel before I fell out of heaven, and I believed it. It was only as a teenager that Wysong would learn more about who she was and where she came from." Wysong read her story in newspapers in the library. She considered contacting the TV show Unsolved Mysteries about her case, since her birth mother was never found. But not wanting to disrupt her happy family life with what might be uncovered, she decided to leave it alone. In fact, it was only 43 years after she was abandoned that Wysong would learn the truth about her biological family. After seeing her story on 7 on Your Side, genealogical investigator Angela Trammell volunteered to trace Wysong's biological roots. It would be a further 9 months before Wysong accepted her offer. Trammell specialized in tracing the families of abandoned babies. Wysong admitted a DNA test in November 2016, allowing Trammell to begin the search for her family. By January 2017, it was determined that Wysong had Irish heritage, and from there the search began to close in. Through Wysong's connection to Ireland, Trammell was able to trace her distant relatives. Then the circle closed in on nearer relatives. She even found an aunt. Then, as if by some kind of poetic justice, on St. Patrick's Day, Trammell called Wysong with some life-changing news. "You have a sister, a full-blooded biological sister," Trammell explained to Wysong. Through the use of DNA testing, Trammell had tracked down a sibling who Wysong never knew she had. She was 11 months younger, an Irish twin, so to speak. But that wasn't all that Trammell had found. "Your sister was also adopted. She also had been abandoned," Trammell explained. "Do you want to talk to her?" Wysong was understandably feeling a mix of emotions, excited to discover she had a sister and shocked to learn that she'd suffered the same ordeal less than a year after her own abandonment. In February 1974, a doorstep seller was doing his rounds in Virginia Beach, Virginia. On the steps of an empty building, he spotted a box and heard what he thought was a kitten. When he looked inside the box, he saw a newborn baby. It was Wysong's sister, now Vanessa Smiley, who'd been abandoned less than 20 miles from where Wysong was found. Smiley, too, found a home with a loving family, and like Wysong, for many years, she'd been happy to have her past to remain in the past. But when her in-laws gave her a DNA testing kit as a gift, she went in search of lost relatives, and using Ancestry.com, discovered that Wysong was her sister. When she discovered her long-lost sister, Smiley naturally had reservations. I saw that this woman had hired a private investigator. She explained to 7 on Your Side. I didn't know if she was going to show up at my house, and I've got kids. I thought I'd better talk to her and tell her not to come. She needn't have worried, however. When she spoke, there was an instant bond between them. Whenever and however they could, they'd catch up on 43 lost years, sometimes talking into the early hours. Then 2 weeks later, they met face to face for the first time in their lives. But their reunion was tinged with a little sadness. Just days earlier, Wysong and Smiley had successfully contacted their biological mother. It's fair to say that it hadn't gone as well as their own first conversation. The woman, whose identity has not been revealed for privacy reasons, recalled beatings at the hands of the girl's father. Then the conversation turned nasty. Smiley said to Bio Mom, as the sisters referred to her, "I'm not the one who put a baby in a box." The woman responded cruelly, saying, "You put yourself in a box." On the warning of the sisters' reunion, Bio Mom sent a text warning them that she would call the police if they contacted her again. But the family reunion wasn't over. Amazingly, Trammell called with news of a third sibling, a younger brother who Bio Mom had kept. It transpired that their biological father knew his son, but had never known about his 2 daughters. In April 2017, all 3 siblings and their families met for the first time, along with an aunt who they'd bonded with. Wysong and Smiley, who are both married and have kids of their own, have made a bold decision. They plan to move their families to Virginia Beach, their birthplace, and the place they were abandoned more than 40 years ago. According to 7 on Your Side, Smiley said to Wysong, "I've lost 43 years without you. I'm not going to lose one more day."